That's pretty much all I'm going to say for now. How's that?
I do have one more question, maybe a personal thing for me.
Oh, sure.
Um, I've personally heard a lot of doctors talk about why they love LifeVantage and why the product works the way it works. But as you're looking at our community, and it's different from the world you're currently in, what is different in our community and how we work together that really maybe resonated with you?
Well, a lot more fun. Doctors aren't always the most fun people. And there's a tendency, people in medicine have a tendency to share what I'd call a scarcity mindset, versus, realizing that there's abundance everywhere. And it's changing for sure, but people in this industry and certainly in LifeVantage really support this concept of abundance and growth, and everybody's supportive, and nobody says, well, who's your sponsor, what group are you, I'm not going to talk to you, we have our secrets, none of that, and it's fantastic. So for me, it's just a great way to help people and to help people to grow, because we can't really be successful. And it's an odd sort of thing, and probably a lot of you have thought about this, but when you first start, you're thinking, oh, I'm going to try to get my friends to do something. I'm going to get people to do something, and I'm asking them, and they're going to think that I'm just getting them so I can make money. But the fact is that I can't make any money if you're not making a lot of money. So it doesn't work that way. No one person is going to make me a lot of money. But working together, we're going to be able to have tremendous abundance, and it's really fantastic. And I mean, it's ethical, and it makes a lot of sense to me. So I hope that answered the question.
Oh, it answered it perfectly. I cannot wait to personally meet you, Dr. Verne, because I know you're going to be in Kansas City,
I
which is,
am.
oh my
Yeah,
gosh,
we
it's
are.
driving distance from us here in Iowa. So I'm looking forward to meeting you. And in closing, basically, just maybe one more question. What you could
Sure.
share with the team is if they're looking at people that are in your position or doctors, is there some advice that you could give them for them to hopefully be able to talk to the person that they maybe know that it would be really helpful for them? Because I do hear that question a lot.
Sure, I get that question all the time too. I don't know that I don't have the silver bullet for speaking to anybody in the health field, because there's a tendency in medicine to come at, well, what can go wrong and what's wrong with it? And let me figure it out. And, the fact that the company's been around for 10 years makes a big difference. The fact that there is actual science, somebody that I know is involved in another network marketing company, and really promoting something that sounds like it has science. So I went onto the website and I looked for the science, and there isn't any. It just says, we use science. There's nothing. We have real articles. This is a real issue. It's something that's pretty big, and it makes a lot of sense to me. So again, physicians tend to be pretty sort of negative, which is why I don't hang out with them too often. I'm pretty picky about it. But seriously though, the real key is to go and understand. The same with any professional. Doctors trade their time for money. Doctors don't love working, 60, 80 hours a week. Nobody likes that. Lawyers do that too. I have a lawyer friend, an attorney friend. He's like, oh, I'm going to make, $1.5 million this year. And yeah, you work until like 9 o'clock at night, 7 days a week, and your health is terrible. At least we're helping them with that. But, you know, physicians are getting burnt out. I just actually took you can tell I like to tell stories, which is good. But I just recently, well, the other day I did a survey of surgeons, and it was all towards, have people, are you burnt out? Have people been mean and nasty to you? Have they threatened you? And I'm thinking, wow, they come up with these questions for a reason. So life isn't as rosy generally as we like to think about it. It's like, yeah, the doctor has a really nice house, a nice car, and all this other stuff. But, is he spending the time? Is he able to go away? Because if he's not working, he's not making money. And so you have the cost of the overhead doesn't stop. So as we like to say, your bills are residual, and the same for your business. And, maybe at the end of things, especially if you're, a small business, self-employed person, maybe you didn't put that much aside for your retirement. Maybe it's not as much as you thought it was going to be. And maybe you took a big hit in 2007 or 8. Maybe you got out. Maybe there are a lot of things that we don't know, but we have to ask the questions. And if there's a way that we can have a conversation rather than going and saying, hey, doc, I think I got this great thing for you. Would you like to check it out? It's really, asking questions. I ask questions of strangers. I like it. It's a lot of fun. And just find out, we say that, what's the pain point, but it's really, everybody has a pain point. For me, I have to see person after person after person. And, if you mess up in network marketing, it's unlikely somebody's going to sue you, right? Nobody's going to die, for sure. They're not going to bleed to death. They're not going to develop they're not going to get disfigured, right? That's a big deal. And we're talking about the ability to make, the same amount of money that a professional is going to make or more, and the elite pool, I guess, of people here, they're making more than most of the doctors I know. So you can just remember that. So when you're going to talk to somebody, find out what it is that is their thing, and just ask them, well, would you like to do something about that?
I think that's my advice. I think that's really great, you guys. I wrote that down. Would you like to do something about it? That means we have to ask questions, we have to listen, and then ask if they want to do something about it rather than just going here. I have science, check this out. I think this has been so very, very helpful for everybody, especially for me. And I really want to thank you for being able to give us this insight on what doctors are really thinking about and a little bit about your industry and how this is working out. So you guys, I am excited, really excited. If you can't see that, I think you can hear that. So first things first, no excuses for anyone on this call because English is my third language. Yay! That means that my first language is not English, and here I am. So my background is health and wellness nutrition. I've done in the Netherlands, where I'm from, in Europe. I've done health and wellness. I'm a culinary chef, so I like to take care of people inside and out. And I believe that if people can eat food and they can really enjoy it, and it can go through there. And nutrigenomics for me was a no-brainer. Now, going back to the European marketplace, me and my husband, Kevin Bryant, who is my world, we've done network marketing successfully. So we knew how you could build a successful business. We also knew what you need to do in order to be successful. Now, this is the most important part. When we looked at LifeVantage, it was because I was diagnosed. I basically was looking for a company, but LifeVantage found me through my friend. And this is training question and answer immediately. Number one, do not think for anybody else. I had just been diagnosed with inflammatory breast cancer, just told I had 6 weeks to live. And my friend called me and told me about an opportunity and about a game changer that was coming and that we were all going to fly and go meet Dr. Joe McCord. And that was a call for me. So who would have thought on this call here today, I'm not going to call them. They have a lot on their plate because we're thinking for people instead of just asking and getting a no. There's nothing wrong with getting a no. And I'm so thankful that Tammy Doherty, my amazing friend, did not think for me and Kevin and just drove to our house and told us about it. Of course, I had to take care of my health first. I implemented the NRF2 science in my life, and it has been complete and utterly awesome. I'm now 8 years cancer-free as of the 4th of January, and I can tell you guys, it doesn't treat, cure, or mitigate your diseases, but it is mighty fun that I had the doctors running left and right, not understanding what was going on. It was really fun for me. But what's the greatest asset is that we got from knowing about LifeVantage is the most amazing faces that I'm looking at today. You guys make my world. You make my life. You make LifeVantage. You make our community. And it is amazing. It is so amazing that we make this business into so much more, that it doesn't have to be. This business is so simple, but we are so complicated. And I'm telling you guys, the reason we're so complicated sometimes, I can give you all the tips and how I read our blog at LifeVantage, and I have conversation pieces, but the only reason you need to be excited is one of the biggest reasons. LifeVantage is not just different. The compensation plan is rich. It pays the middleman. You know how many people are in network marketing for a year, 2 years, and have earned $12, $500, and LifeVantage has put and positioned this in such a way that it rewards successful behavior, and the successful steps are not difficult. They're just things you have to do daily. So let me give you an explanation of that. It's so amazing. When I think about it, I'm thinking, why do I think like that? And why can I have people think like that? We have our vitality stack, right? And everybody know about our vitality stack. Repair, rebuild, restore. But that's the same thing we have to do in our life in order to understand LifeVantage and marketing a little bit more. So this is the thing. The octagon is also a cell. And what I love about it is we wake up in a box, then we look in a box, we go and shower in a box, and then we go into our kitchens and eat out of a box, warm our food up in a box. We drive in our box. We go to our works in a box. And then we think that we're going to just suddenly think outside the box. And then here comes your excited friend, me. I found an octagon and you have to come see it. And they're like, are you nuts? That doesn't exist. And they cannot get that excitement because you've seen something else. You're finally experiencing something that you can actually think and realize your dreams. You're seeing that there's something going on that can actually change your life. And you're so excited, you're giving people a fire hose instead of a cup of water of your excitement. And it's okay. Can you please, Michael B., can you please mute your call for me? Thank you so much, Michael B. Thank you. So I'm telling you, so you're giving everybody a fire hose instead of a cup of water. Now, this is the important thing about giving people a cup of water. It takes time. Think back to the time when you were invited to look at this opportunity. When you were invited, some of you were ready. Like Dr. Verne said, I heard about it. I heard people with excitement. But if you're not ready, that doesn't mean you're not the right person. That doesn't mean it's not for you. It just means you weren't ready. So when you have a company with a rich compensation plan, and tell me, we've been successful in other plans that are not as great as LifeVantage. You have a community of helpers. You have people that are actually there for you. The company with the support, the app, everything that has been put in place in LifeVantage has been put in place to help you. The only thing that we are doing is we're overcomplicating it. For the people that have been here for a long time, we're starting to want to become professionals in what we do, when what we do is so simple. We talk to people, find out what they want, link them with the information, and if they want it, they do it. If they don't, they don't. And in the meantime, we put them on our follow-up list, and we call them back. And when life starts changing, believe me, they will call you back. A lot of people think, you're thinking people are not listening, but they do. Because then you get calls like this. I'm ready to do that thing now. I think I need to get your blue bottle now. I think I'm ready to do this thing now. You hear it all the time. How many people call your business opportunity a thing or give the color of the bottle of your product? They think we're in the product business, but we're not. We're actually a amazing network marketing opportunity with a compensation plan attached to it to help people really see their true potential and go from 1.0 to 2.0. This is a tip, you guys. If you did not care about what people thought of you, how much more would you do in life? Seriously. People that know me know I care about them, but I do not care about their thought processes. Because everybody has a filter of where they are in their life at that moment. It is not for a lifetime, it's for a moment. Because for a moment, when I was in the cancer process, I would be in pain. They would give me another chemo. They would try another drug. They would do another thing. They did so many things. But 2 seconds later, I was smiling again. I was finding my love again. I knew I wanted to live. Do you know your cells in your body want to live? And when you activate nerve 2 signs in your body's happy with you. And if it could talk, it would tell you thank you every single day when you're making the decision to implement that in your life. But do you know what your family would say? Your husband, your wife, your kids, you yourself. When you started implementing this in your life every day as a business, you would start to say more thank you to yourself. You have to stop always wanting to help people and look in the mirror and start helping that person first. I'm looking at all your beautiful faces. I'm telling you, you look gorgeous. So I know you could look in the mirror and say, I could do this. I'm worthy. Why not me? And I'm telling you, your friends are not bad. There's not a lot of bad people in the world. They just have to move all the time because they're not always wanted and welcome. But I'm telling you, the most important thing that we can do is when you know that you have something in your hand that cannot change and that will change somebody's life for the better, you have to make a decision and have to have a moral compass to do it right away. So what your friend tells you, you're crazy. You know what people talk people talk about all the time. It is up to us to understand that we need to let them know that we're excited, but they can get excited. But listen, I'm telling you, people talk every single day. I was just doing groceries the other day. I could hear people talking about what they were talking about. I interjected a, if I would you. If I could show you what you're talking about, would you be interested in knowing that there is a solution for actually what you are talking about? Some people say yes, some people say no. Some people look at you like, do I know you? And that's okay. Because I came here without a network. My whole network was in Europe and I started in 2010. Built this business with my husband with 99.9% people that I didn't know before 2007. So there is no excuse. And let me give you guys another one. You're going to find people like me that are excited about this opportunity no matter what. You're going to find people that are going to complain no matter what. You're going to find people that are satisfied no matter what. You're going to find people that want to change their lives no matter what. So whatever happens, you're going to find somebody who knows somebody who knows somebody, and that person will be somebody you already know. And just remember this. Everything you need to know, somebody has already done it and they can teach you. But at your job where you are right now, they are not going to do that because it's not in their best interest. That's why we're not so happy at our job. And if you're happy at your job and you're smiling, there's something wrong with you. Why are you so happy? It's Monday. What do you have to smile about? They're walking with their coffees. We're walking with our Axios. What's the difference? We found an answer and we're implementing it in our life. But some of us have found an answer, but we're not implementing the business as much as in our life, but we are implementing the product. You have to implement them both together and you get that sweet spot where everything makes sense. Your brain is clicking at all 4 cylinders. Your body's clicking at all 4 cylinders. You're walking and people are like, what's different about you? Did you color your hair? I don't have hair, honey. It's happiness. You gotta let people in. We have great personalities. Why are you not showing it? It's network marketing. So you're working in your network. They already know you, but if they can see a little bit extra of you, I think you would be so surprised how people will respond. Don't become a mini Dr. Joe McCord. They don't know you like that. You're a graphic designer. You're a mommy that's been taking care of your amazing kids before you had a career and you became a mommy, which is your second career. You have all the skills you need, logistic, communication, management skills. You have all those skills. And it works in our opportunity. All are welcome. All can be helped. All will help each other. We link arms with each other and we work together. And then you have a girl that came all the way from Europe because she fell in love with a Hawkeye. And here she is, and she's building a massive dream. And the American dream is alive and kicking, you guys. Can come here and get an opportunity and get to meet amazing people from all walks of life who say, I'm going to help you. If I need to do a call for you, here you are. This is what we have in our opportunity, but this is what we have with LifeVantage. So that brings me to a third thing that I think we always forget. We forget to be grateful that we have an opportunity. I have a gratitude jar. I just put names in my gratitude jar and then I pick one out and then I call the person and tell them why I'm grateful for them. It's such a simple thing, but it works magic. Because even if you have those days where everybody's telling you no, and believe me, I get no's, lots of no's. When you're talking to people, you're going to get no's. And sometimes I get some no's that are not so nice, like, get away. Your excitement is annoying. But it doesn't matter because all I know how to be is happy and be me. And I was always like this even before cancer. It hasn't changed me. I didn't feel rejected during the cancer process. I felt redirected to do something else, to become better, to do better. And this company gives us the opportunity to do that. And when you implement the steps that LifeVantage has put in place, I'm telling you, you will be successful. Why can someone join the business, and a friend of mine did that, and become a Pro 5 in 21 days and do $20,000 in volume? Massive action and not thinking. See, she wasn't thinking. She was just doing, following the process. And I said, okay, you need 50 people. We need to call 50 people or else you can't go home. Yeah, kept her a little bit hostage. Was nice. We just locked arms and called a lot of people. Every call, she was thinking. Every call, she was thinking what they were going to say. And I'm saying, we're losing time. We need to call people without thinking. You are standing between you, your daughter's happiness, and the health and wellness that you can give people in order to reach your goals and dreams. And for that split second, that person shifted, decided not to think, did the work and said, wow, this works. Systems works, but we have to work the system. And it's not always going to be easy, you guys, but it's numbers. You're going to talk to 100, 200 people. And believe me, you're not used to it. Because you come out of that box life, you dip your foot in the water and you're like, oh, octagon looks nice. And the minute something goes wrong, you ran back into the, the square you came out of. You're like, I'm going back in my box. And some days you want to hide behind the box and we want to watch the box and get out of our normalcy. But I'm telling you, if you can get up every day and go to work, and that's not boring, don't tell me you need to find another way to do this business. There's one system. You talk to someone, you share information, you find out what works for them and what they are looking for, and do not try to talk them into something else. If they want to be a customer, let them be a customer. And then you follow up and guide them through a process where they are either going to mature into somebody that wants to work with this or somebody that just wants to keep working on their health and also recommend it to their friends and families. This is all we do. So why is it still a problem for us to do it the way we need to do it? It's what's between our ear. We need to stop that. It's just simple. The only thing that can stop you is your own thought process. So you have to remember one thing. In order to become, you have to be first. In order to become, you have to be. That means you have to just be you. Be authentic. LifeVantage is great enough. Everything they have in store for us is great. You do not have to reinvent the wheel. Everything you think you're going through, somebody's gone through it. Even in the 1st of December, I'm going to tell you guys something that happened here. The 31st of December, my husband tumbled down front stair, fractured his neck. And from December 31st to January 1st, my husband was immediately in the hospital, neck brace on, and challenges arise. You can't go to work. What happens when you can't go to work? You get into short-term disability because you can't go to work long-term. What happens to your salary? But what happens if you don't have a plan B? You start to use your savings. What happens when they're gone and you haven't been working a plan B? But what happens if you've been in this business for 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, 4 months, and you haven't done what you need to do, or a year, and then you get a challenge and you have the best opportunity in the world, but you don't have the finances to support it because you have been thinking instead of doing. Because we've already been building a business, things were still running, things were still going. We still were able to make one customer. But from that moment, I had to feed my husband. I had to take care of him. I had to do everything to make sure that he got back on his feet. And when the doctors saw his numbers, they were shocked that my husband is 62 years old and his body is like a 30-year-old. I'm like, funny you thought about that. And then I walked it off and said, oh, it's nerve to science. And they looked at me like they wanted to say, what do you know? I said nothing else. I left it up for their imagination. None of them asked, but it didn't matter. I wasn't there to pique their interest. But it is nice that every single turn we take, the industry lets you know that you're on the right track because wellness is growing. Home-based business is growing. People need secondary income. Baby boomers are spending the income and they're needing what we need. So every turn you take, everything is letting you know that you're at the right place at the right time with the right people and the right company. So I urge you to do one more little thing. Just like I have to call another person, just call another person and tell them why you're excited and what we're about to do. And do not forget, we have our 10-year celebration coming up in Kansas City for our Lead Academy. Bring people. If somebody wants to get started and they can't go to both, let them come to the event. They can start later. Because 10-year celebration is 10-year celebration. 10 years from now, I'm going to be in my 50 years of age. And I'm telling you, 54. And that means that this company will be 20 years old. Where will you be 10 years from now? But where will you be at Elite Academy if you just decide to do one more thing? I am excited that you guys took time out of your busy schedules, out of your amazing Sundays, to just spend a little time with me. My work ethic is simple. If I'm going to implement this product into my life and Nerve to Science into my life on a daily basis and decide to be healthy every day, I can also decide to be successful every day with a company that supports us and with a company that guides and leads us in the right direction and spends millions of dollars to make sure that we and our future is secure. So get excited about your opportunity, and I'll see all of you in Kansas City. Thank you for being part of this amazing call, and thank you for being part of this amazing opportunity. I'll see you guys in Kansas City.
Thank
Bye,
you.
you guys.
Thank you.
It was a pleasure.
That
Bye.
Fabulous.
Great
Call.
Bye.
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 Great.
Woohoo, that was amazing.
Bye. Thank you. Bonaparte from California.
Bye.
Wow.
Thank you.
Bye. Oh, you did your St. Patrick Day on, didn't you? You did it up.
St. Patrick's.